You leave tomorrow?
Alright, 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, holy shit. But, nah, man. It happened 3 years ago. I was at a racetrack, and it was during the down season, so there was nobody there. It was like a rustic, really old environmental racetrack. Yeah, it does have a down season. It's called winter. Right? Nobody fucking races in the winter. Anyways, what ends up happening is, what ends up happening is it's me and my buds, and we're all hammered, and we're walking up and down the fucking stands, and it was like rickety old wooden stands, like really shitty. And so we're drunk, and we think it's a really intelligent idea to just start a fire on the wooden stands, you know, in the middle of winter.
It does make sense.
It does, because we were cold, because it's winter.
Right, and you're drunk.
And I'm hammered, so how we manage to iron out.
How is there any kind of bad idea when you're drunk?
No, there's not a single one.
Right.
So we poured a shit ton of whiskey onto the actual wooden seats, and we lighted them on fire, and it started to burn really well.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, pretty soon the whole stands were on fire, and everything was just in flames, and the racetrack was literally engulfed in flames, and we stood in the middle, and it was just like, wow, this is really nice. And all of a sudden, there's all these fire trucks and shit, and they try to get to the middle so they can be at where the water source was, and they tried going through the fire. And I'm telling you, it was a roaring fire. And like as soon as the first fire truck drove in, it literally exploded. Everybody died instantly. There was fucking body parts, shrapnel flying everywhere. And the second one behind it did the same thing, except it made it right in front of us. And like it was like from me to Esco, and it blew up. And the front end literally took out 2 of my friends. The wheel blew off and like decapitated my other friend.
No shit.
And like the front grate came just fucking sliced that part of my head off. It was fucking magnificent, man. Now I look back at it, now that all my friends are dead and I have part of my skull missing because of fire trucks, it was a great time. Great time.
Fuck the fire department.
Well, at least you were warm.
Oh yeah, I was fucking hella warm. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought my blood would have froze over during the middle of the night when the fire was actually extinguished by nature, but, you know, I somehow made it to safety.
There was no surviving fire department.
There was no
personnel?
surviving anyone. Everybody instantly died. I managed
Do
to
you
crawl.
have survivor skill?
Yeah. But I managed to crawl out of the wreckage, and there was a forest around this racetrack. And I crawled into this forest, and there was this family of bears. And they literally looked at me, and they crawled over to me on all fours.
Did they start licking the blood off your head?
They did actually start licking the blood
That's what they
off
do
my
when they
head.
have a wound.
Yeah, they thought I was one of them, because back in the civilian world, I'm a hairy motherfucker. And so, I actually lived with bears for 2 years following that. And it was actually just last year, finally, my tribe was murdered by,
Tribe of bears?
my tribe of bears. There was this bitch named Goldilocks, right?
So I've heard of her.
I actually created a
fucked
house.
shit up.
I created a house for my bear family, and we lived in the middle of the woods in this nice cottage.
Get porridge?
Yeah, there was porridge everywhere. We had an unlimited fund of porridge. We had these great beds.
It's fun, son.
Yeah, it was a great time.
So
and
she
all of a sudden,
fucking came.
yeah, we go out. We're going to pick blueberries and porridge, wherever you pick porridge from. And she comes into the house, right? And she starts eating all of our porridge. And like, we start heading back, and we just see that the front door was left open. We're like, what the fuck? We're in the middle of these woods. There's nobody out here.
Right.
So,
Right.
we're all crawling up to the door on all fours, because I did walk on all fours with them. And crawled into the door, and all of a sudden there was this blonde bitch there, right? And she's eating our porridge in our fucking beds, just laying there. All the beds were messed up. They had beautiful hospital corners. It took us hours to fucking make them before we left.
Dust covers and all?
Yeah, dust covers and everything. And they were intricate. Like, we put a lot of work into it. And she ruined all of it. So, of course, my family goes ape shit, and so they run up to her and they literally rip her limb from limb and eat her. And so later on that night, we hear this rustling in the woods, and it's this giant fucking town of hunters and just scavengers coming to kill my family. Yeah, they wanted her back, but they were in my family's stomachs and mine. And so they came to the door, they had torches and everything, and it just seemed like the fire before. They lit the cottage on fire. And soon they broke in the door. Pop Bear, being the nurturing father that he was, tried to defend us. Told us to run out the back door.
How does a bear tell a man to run out the back door?
He was like, and I responded with, and so we're crawling out the back door, and all of a sudden I hear all these gunshots and stabbing sounds.
No.
Yeah, it was bad. And my little brother, Tonto, he went down quick. He came up with a fucking axe and just cut his fucking head off.
I'm sorry, buddy.
It's alright.
It's such a traumatic year.
It was. And then there was these guys with hammers. I don't know why they dropped the guns and the axes, but they charged my mother and I with hammers. They beat her to death, and they hit me in the side of the fucking head.
Same spot?
Same fucking spot. And they looked at me and they're like, holy shit, this hairy thing is actually a human being. And so this family took me into their arms. And what happens next is a story for another day.
When I come back to visit.
Yeah, when you come back to me.
You can elaborate on this story. I still would like to know where you picked porridge from.
There was this magical stream with fairies and lollipops, and it just literally rained from the skies. It was just...
That's a sticky, horrible rain.
It was a really bad rain. Like, the forest didn't live long after this hurricane of porridge. It was bad. It was bad. All the cute animals died. They ate porridge and exploded. There was fire everywhere.
Did you hit by a hunter and your head just exploded?
Fire!
I did manage to take out a few of the hunters with me, though. I headbutted one, and his fucking head just blew up. I was like, "Bah!" And like, I literally just pissed all on the rest of them, and from drinking all this hurricane porridge, my urine was actually acidic, and it melted all of their flesh. Then they died. Yeah, and I had a pretty powerful stream, because we just woken up from hibernation. That's why we had these beautiful hospitals.
You woke up from hibernation in a hurricane of porridge.
Yeah, it was just a fuck
Imagine the
storm.
luck?
Just a fuck storm. And then we come back, and there's this blonde bitch just eating our shit, laying in our hospital cornered bed, just like this, like that. And the corners are all ruined and shit.
What a bitch. She deserved what she got.
Yeah.
But your family didn't.
Yeah, my family was...
Your family of bears.
Yeah, we were mistreated.
And poor Tonto. Tonto just... He
Didn't stay in the
could
cave.
die young. He was good.